Hello, can y'all indulge me for a few minutes? I'm Chris Hoyt again. My son is the one that's bright red right there. I wanted to just say a few things. Maggie and Charles, this is such a wonderful evening. Again, thank you all for being here. Maggie and Charles, you are about to embark on an awesome journey. Just the two of you. It's your own journey. It's not mine, it's not Beverly's, it's not Beth and Chip. It's yours. It's going to take you great places. And I love you both very much. And Charles, I'm your dad, so I'm going to give you a little bit of advice. I'm going to give you both some advice. Live like warriors. Warriors. Marriage warriors. Fight for the heart. Fight for your own heart. Fight for each other's heart. Fight for the singular heart of your marriage. I know this may sound funny, but life is going to throw some challenges at you, right? Married people, am I making this up? You're going to come home from work one day, Charles, and you're going to be so down, out, and upset and miserable at the world. Your heart is going to be hurting. Maggie, he's going to need you. So, she's going to be there, I hope. Because Charles, she's going to have the same thing. She's going to come home feeling bad, awful, miserable, and at the same time you have a miserable day. And her heart's going to be hurting. Your heart might be hurting, but she needs you. She's going to need you to help protect her heart. Marriage warriors. So, thank you for nodding your head in agreement. So, and Ben was just married, 6 weeks ago. So he gets it. This is serious stuff. The heart is something you have to protect and defend. Yeah. Life is tough, and you have to fight for the heart. You have to be a warrior. You are wonderfully and fearfully made by a God who fights for you. So we got to do the same thing and fight for. You got to fight for your heart. You got to fight for each other's hearts, and you got to fight for the singular heart of the marriage. You have to be a warrior. So, my message to my son, my future daughter-in-law, and to the rest of you is, fight. Be warriors. Fight for your heart. Fight for each other's heart. Fight for the singular heart of the marriage and your family. Because life can be challenging, and you're going to need each other. You're going to remember your dad standing up here in chainmail. And maybe one day that message will resonate. Because it's a real thing. So, Maggie, Charles, fight. Fight. Be warriors. Everybody else, fight. Be warriors. Maggie and Charles, this is going to be yours. You can hang this in your house.
I'm so glad. All right. It was on the registry that you
Hey, yo, listen!
Hi, I'm Maggie's dad. That's a hard act to follow. Finally, I have some testosterone coming in. Thank you, Charles. Some of you guys don't know me, but
there's so many things I could say tonight. We are so grateful and thankful and happy that we're joining families with the Hoyts. I think they're special people, and families are just so happy. And I know how happy Maggie and Charles are. So I think I can stand up here all night and I can tell you all the wonderful things that I love about Charles and what Charles means to me. He's just one of the finest individuals I know. But to know me, you know how much I love my girl. And I love her with all my heart. And I think the reason why I love Charles as much as I do is because I know he loves Maggie as much as I do. And he's going to take care of her. And so for that, God bless you, love you, and welcome to the family.
Okay, this one? All right. Hey. I'm James Hoyt, Charles's brother. And I've just been around these two for the entire time they've been together. And everyone who's been around this relationship has known that it's had its ups and downs. But
Going back to high school.
But the real theme I've noticed is that every time there's been a down, the up has been even higher. And so I know they're just gonna their love is just gonna keep growing. And every time they hit it down, the next mountain's just gonna be even bigger. So here's to Charles and Maggie, their ever-growing love.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lucy. I'm Maggie's older sister. I just want to thank everyone again tonight being here. This is such a special night. Honestly, I'm so thankful that it's finally here. I think everybody could attest to that. But, you know, I think the happiest days of my life are going to be the days that I get to see my sisters marry the love of their lives. So it's just such a special day to get to be a part of, Maggie and Charles. I mean, I think what I love so much about Charles, and like Dad says, it's so obvious that the love that he has for Maggie is so pure and so genuine. But I think what I love the most about Charles is that he fits in perfectly with our family. I think anyone knows that if you're, in a house of all girls, you either sink or you swim. And especially our family, we've got a lot of personality types, we've got a lot of energy, and Charles has embraced that fully. He is kind of the calmness in our crazy. I think he balances Maggie out perfectly. And I think everybody knows that Maggie's got a lot of spunk and personality, so Charles has always been the perfect match for her. I wanted to share a quick little story. I'm going to be short and sweet, but a lot of y'all don't know the behind the scenes of how we've gotten here with Maggie and Charles and the ring on her finger. So, me, Sally, Charles, and our moms, Beverly and my mom, came up with this elaborate plan of how we were going to get Maggie and Charles engaged. In our minds, it was so perfect. It was sneaky. Maggie had no idea that it was coming. We had come up with this idea that we were going to take family photos. So Maggie was going to be dressed to the T's, looking perfect as always, because it's, a bunch of girls, like I said. Photo opportunity is a big deal in our house. But we had, created this idea that we were going to take family photos, and my job was to make sure Maggie was dressed to the nines, so we were upstairs. getting ready, taking these family photos in a couple hours, and Maggie looks at me and she goes, you know, I think today would be a perfect day to get engaged. And in my head, I'm like, how the hell does this, like, has she been reading my text messages? How does she know this is about to get crazy? So I look at her and I was like, you're insane. Dad's cutting the grass. We have Thanksgiving right around the corner. Charles hasn't even talked to us about wedding. So, you know, get over yourself. So I think she was more flustered that Charles hadn't even brought up the idea that she was getting engaged and hadn't even talked to me and Sally about it, because I had to come up with this, you know, throw her off. I couldn't give her any idea to think that this was going to be happening in a couple hours. And Maggie, being Maggie, had to wear this outfit. So she wanted to be, you know, engaged in this blue dress. And either we could have told her to put the blue dress on, or we could have just, you know, come up with this idea like we had about family photos. So, you know, we go to the botanical gardens. That's where we're going to take these family photos. And Charles was up at the top of the hill hiding perfectly. And we are walking out the door. We're ready. We're headed that way. And I look down and Maggie is like profusely texting Charles like pictures of rings to give him ideas. So I'm like, okay, great. This means that she has no idea it's coming. So we've completely thrown her off. So we get to the botanical gardens. Mom and Dad are like, all right, y'all go find a perfect spot to take pictures. Because like I said, that was, you know, this perfect idea we had come up with. And we go, and we're starting to walk, and I look at Maggie, and I'm like, Maggie, I'm so sorry we didn't put you in that blue dress. And she looks up at me, and she's like, what are you talking about? And at that same time, Charles was standing at the top of the hill. And it was a day that I'll never forget because of all the emotions and the nerves of not ruining the day of this perfect surprise. But I think seeing the joy and excitement of it finally being here, a day that she's dreamed about her whole life. And I think everybody in this room, or especially her bridesmaids, probably know that Charles has been the one since the day that you've met her. But cheers to the future Hoyts, which is tomorrow. But we love you guys so much.
Hi. I'm Sally. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Maggie's little sister. But you can also call me Sass, Sassles, Susu, little baby Susu, June, or Junebug. So if you call me any of those things, I'm sure we could, because that's pretty much everything that my sisters call me on a daily basis. So I'm pretty sure I've been writing this speech since the day that, actually I know I've been writing this speech since the day that Maggie and Charles have got engaged a year ago. And I've been told not to be too sassy, but my nickname is Sass for a reason, so I'll try my best to live up to that. It's always been a dream of mine to give a speech at my favorite sister's wedding. So Lucy, that day is going to be great, and I cannot wait for that. I'm totally kidding. I love both my sisters equally. I really do. I was blessed with two older sisters that were fantastic role models. They might have thrown me under the bus a few times and gotten me in trouble and snitched on me. I will never let you two let that go. But they were seriously the best. And shout out to the Goldfarbs and the Harkins, our next door neighbors, that probably heard every single fight we ever had. All the screaming matches we had in our entire life. But at the end of the day, no matter how much we fought, it just was because we were so close, and I love my sisters more than anything. And I know they would take a bullet for me, and I would take a bullet for them. And Charles, we love you, but no one loves you more than my mom. I'm pretty sure that if you murdered someone, she would find a way to blame the victim. She would probably ask, you know, did he have it coming for him? Did he ask for it? Did he trip into the night? Because Charles is just perfect in her eyes. And that's hard to do. That's really hard to do. So at the end of the day, you have that going for you. But I would like to tell you a few pointers, a few tips that I have learned living with Maggie. So first, make sure you don't have to curl your hair at the same time that she needs to curl her hair. Because if you do, it won't be good. You can't do that. But I think your hair is not long enough for that, so I think you're good. Next, try not to borrow her clothes without asking, because that's just tragic, especially not the ones that she hasn't worn yet. But unless you're a size 2 to 4 in women's clothing, I think you're also good there. And last, dance with her when she asks you to dance with her. Don't question it, just dance. Trust me, I learned that one the hard way. Wow, we really needed a brother, didn't we? That was too much girl energy over here. Okay, so last, I'm going to end this with a story that I have told a few of you, especially the bridesmaids. So this was way back when I was a freshman in college at Auburn, and Maggie and Charles were juniors. And if you know them, they've been dating on and off like it's their job since 9th grade, breaking up, getting back together. But at this point, they were broken up. So it was my first game day as a freshman, and I was a few underage cocktails in. So I would normally never do this, but I did. I saw Charles at the football game, and I was with my friends, and he was with his, and I marched right up to him, and I said, "Charles, you're missing out on a good one." And he looked at me like I was literally crazy, and I was crazy. I mean, that was crazy. But I meant every word. Because at the end of the day, Maggie is as good as they get. She's going to stand by you on your worst days, and she's going to love you until the end of time. She's the sister I would tell all my secrets to, because I know she wouldn't spill, and I couldn't say the same for Lucy. And she's also the sister that you would sneak 4 cookies with after Thanksgiving dinner, because she just was. She's your best friend. She's going to be your partner in crime. And so that day, when I said you were missing out on a good one, I think you knew it too, because now she's yours, and you'll never have to miss out again.
Hi, for those of y'all who don't know me, I'm Anna. I'm Charles's little sister, and I'm so excited to be here with all of y'all today. Charles has always been one of my role models because he's so fun-loving and outgoing and just friends with everybody, great sense of humor. He's got it all. And so I remember when I was in I actually don't know how old I was because Maggie's been around for so long. But Charles was 16 and he had just gotten his truck. And I remember we were going to the farm or something and I got in shotgun of Charles's car and it said "My name is Chuck and this is my truck." And then it was like, "And Maggie's my shotgun rider." And from then on, we all knew y'all's love was inevitable. We knew it was bound to happen. Maggie, I'm excited to finally have a sister who won't rip my baby dolls apart. But cheers to y'all.
Hey Charles. How's it going, Charles and Maggie? Hello everybody, my name is Ben Reisdorf. I have had the pleasure of knowing Charles and Maggie for about as long as I remember. I don't know if it's 2nd grade, 1st grade, it's a long time. And that has been a blessing since the very beginning. I just want to say, Charles, I'm extremely proud of you. We've come a long way from sneaking beers before high school football games and stealing, maybe acquiring some bar stools in the late night hours. But all the way up to standing here, with you and Maggie. And it's just incredible seeing the man that you've become because of Maggie. I mean, she had a lot to do with it, I think. A lot of it was you, but a lot of it was Maggie. And that's pretty incredible. So I've been thinking about what to say in this speech for a while. You gave a pretty incredible speech of mine, and it's hard to follow that. But, don't get me wrong. I could stand up here and give stories about Charles and I doing crazy things that we shouldn't have done for like the last 20 years or something like that, but I'll save everybody the cringy details. Don't want to get too into that, so don't worry, everybody. But yeah, so Charles and I have always been partners in crime since the beginning. We always did everything together. As you've probably seen in some of these pictures, bringing back a lot of memories that are, fantastic. We were, Auburn fans since the very beginning. We were the annoying Auburn fans, as Paul knows over here. The kids that thought they knew everything about the sport. But yeah, we, freshman year we lived together. We'd wake up at 6 a.m. every game day blasting the fight song. I'm sure everybody at the apartment complex hated us, but we loved it. We had a good time. But yeah, just wanted to say, Charles, you're my partner in crime. You've always been my best friend. You're my best man. I've appreciated everything you've done for me. But, now it's Maggie, and she's the one that you're going to be standing next to for the rest of your life, and that makes me happier than anything. And Maggie, Charles is my best friend. I mean, he's done a lot for me in my life, and seeing the way you make him feel is the best thing that I could ever, it's just the best thing ever. And I love how you love him, and I love how happy it makes him. And it's, you've got a great family. I've got to know the Neals and I've known the Hoyts for a long time. Sorry for all the bad stuff I did. I just apologize up here in front of everybody. But yeah, for real, I appreciate how you make him feel. I appreciate how you treat him. He could not have scored a better wife. And I'm so excited to stand up next to you, Charles, tomorrow and watch you get married and see, y'all's life play out and hopefully live in the same city one day again. So, yeah, love you guys. Cheers to the Hoyts. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Paul. Hello, everyone. Mr. Hoyt told me that I need to keep this short, so we'll go ahead and just start the clock real quick. I first off just wanted to say thank you to the Hoyts for hosting this event tonight. This has been fantastic. This is a really great event, and love getting to celebrate Charles and Maggie. I grew up with Charles and Maggie like Ben. I probably am like the sole Alabama fan here. It was really a miracle I got invited to this event. So thank you for putting up with me. But I'll also say growing up with Charles and Ben, they're a majority of the reason of my hatred for Auburn sports. So I apologize for that, but you can blame them for how I've grown up to be. Growing up with Charles has been a lot of fun. The last few years, though, every time we hung out, we've done a couple guys' trips and stuff like that since we've left high school, and there's always been this recurring thing of, there's a future bride-to-be that thinks that we're bad influences on Charles, right? And I kept hearing that over and over again, and I'm starting to think, like, man, if I keep hearing that, like, maybe I'm that influence. So I'll be Mr. Influence the rest of the night for the rest of this toast. Sorry, I apologize for that. But Charles has been a really important person in my life, and I don't think that he quite recognizes that everything that he's done for me. Charles has always been he doesn't say no to a lot, which is in a good way, right? Whenever we bring up ideas, his first thought is like, hey, like what is going to make the most people happy, right? What's going to make the most people have a good time, and how can I help everyone else enjoy their time? 2 times I came down to Auburn during college, I was going through kind of a rough patch. And Charles and his modern way of being like, hey, Paul's here, like, we got to make sure we have a good time, really helped me out a lot. So I don't even think you knew I was going through a hard time then, so it really meant a lot to me at that point. Growing up with Maggie as well, Maggie was always one to listen to me. I have a recurring theme that my voice blends in with background noise a lot, so when I'm in a loud space, no one can really hear me. And Maggie multiple times would go out of her way to be like, hey, Paul, like, how are you doing? Like, I want to make sure someone hears your voice and listens to words that you're saying. I don't know if she actually listened to it, but she made the effort to listen to me, which really meant a lot. So growing up with them has really meant a lot to me and has helped me a lot in life. So to Charles and Maggie, hope you have the best life and hope you keep having fun with every decision that y'all continue to make. Cheers.
Hey everybody, my name's Morgan. I talk really fast, so I'm gonna read this so you guys can understand what I'm saying. But I'm Morgan. I lived with Maggie twice, actually. But I'm one of her friends from college. So I met Maggie our freshman year at Auburn. We actually lived a few doors down from each other in Owen, our dorm. And I wish I had some sweet story about us instantly becoming friends. But honestly, I was just intimidated by her, which is really funny knowing her now. Little did I know that I would live with her twice, stand beside her as she gets married, and that she would quickly become one of my very best friends. Obviously, if you're sitting in this room, you know what a great friend Maggie is. She is the definition of loyal and lights up every room she is in, not only with her personality, but with her some sort of killer outfit on. She is the best listener and the ultimate hype woman, and I'm truly convinced everyone needs a Maggie Neal in their life. I thought about giving Charles some tips about living with Maggie on behalf of all of her previous roommates here tonight. However, I quickly realized that Charles knows Maggie better than any of us, so it would just be preaching to the choir. It's been so amazing to watch that throughout this whole journey, Maggie knew that Charles was the one from day one. I will never forget in college when Maggie and Charles weren't dating, we were talking about Charles for who knows what reason, and Maggie looked at me and said, "It's fine, I'm gonna marry him one day." And here we sit 4 years later, the night before their wedding. It's truly been a privilege to have a front row seat in this relationship and get to walk with both of you through this season. You truly make each other the best version of yourselves, and I can't wait to see everything life has in store for the Hoyts. So, if y'all raise your glass, cheers to the Hoyts. Love you very much.
Hi, I'm Bentley, Ben's wife and friend Maggie and Charles. One phrase that stuck with me and that a friend told me was that some people come into your life for a reason, a season, and a lifetime. And sometimes all three. So I want to start out by telling y'all how I met Charles, because I met Charles first before Maggie. Freshman year at Auburn, fraternities would have these things called pledge parties. So I was with my friend getting ready to go to one of these pledge parties at Charles and Ben's apartment at 160. They were in the same fraternity, which is Theta Chi. So we were texting in a Theta Chi group chat. I don't know if y'all, well, most people know what that is. But anyways, so we were like, who can come pick us up in the quad? And then Charles texted back and was like, hey, I'm on my way. So soon I would learn that these pledge parties are actually thrown in Charles and Ben's apartment at 160. They would somehow squeeze in like 900 square feet, 100 people in this one room. So that night, Charles ended up being the guy that had to tote all the girls around and not drink that night. So my first encounter with Charles was him blasting rap from his 4Runner, piling all these girls into his car, and then Charles was immediately so funny. He had on a fabulous Hawaiian shirt, which now I know he gets his style from his dad. And little did I know, he would introduce me later to Ben, my future husband. So that kind of checks first off the list, that you meet people for a reason. So secondly, once we all started hanging out, all I heard was about this girl named Maggie Neal. And I was like, I have to meet this girl. Because this girl is just the one that Charles talks about all the time. So the day I met Maggie, I was so excited to finally meet this girl. She was everything I imagined and so much more. She is the most genuine and kind person you'll ever meet. Maggie has never met a stranger, ever, as you guys know her. Everyone is always a friend to Maggie. And she wants to be your best friend no matter who you are, where you're from, etc. And always makes you feel included and so loved. So the season of college, Maggie and Charles became our best friends, roommates for formals, duos at day parties, game day dates, lake weekends, trips everywhere, which eventually led to casual nights, making dinner in our house senior year, when we started to get tired of going out every night. You know, Ben and Charles, that's very ironic because that's not like them, but they would spend their Friday night drinking wine with their girlfriends and baking cookies. 6 years later, I'm so grateful and blessed to have met these two people sitting here. They are the kindest, most genuine, down-to-earth people and deserve nothing more than to be with each other. These are also two people who've been through every season together, from meeting in middle school, the awkward phase in middle school, which I've heard that Maggie helped Charles through, dating in high school, college, and now Huntsville. We can't wait for tomorrow, the next day, and the day we'll all finally be back together in Birmingham. We love y'all, and cheers to the Hoyts.
Okay, so my name is Coley, and I am part of the Harkins family that live next to the Neals that could hear the shrieks and the screams and, and the cries and a lot more. We're an all-girl family, so we understood. We had the same drama at our house. So this is not a Maggie memory, this is a Sally memory. So the Neals were always, the healthy family. They would go on the runs and the walks on Sunday. Our family would be laying on the couch after church, watching golf or TV or something like that. One day, Sally came in the front door and said, "Hey, do you mind if I just run in the pantry and grab a handful of goldfish real quick before my mom knows?" Maggie and Lucy come running through the front door. "Stop, Mom's gonna know. Mom's gonna know, Sally." And they ran right back out. But that's kind of how, it was more of a Sally story, but that's how our life was growing up. We were just running in and out of each other's front doors, never knocked. And that started in 4th grade, before me and Maggie went in 4th grade, and a new family was moving in next door, and I figured out that there was someone my age. And I had no idea that that was going to be my best friend and my other sister. I have one sister, and Maggie, and really all the other Neal sisters were my other sisters growing up. But I had no idea what you would mean to me. So all my childhood memories were going over to the Neal's house before school for carpool, after school, on the weekends, spending the night, out back at the pool, just everything. And Charles was somewhere in between all that. He was always just there. So because I knew and loved Charles like Maggie did, Maggie came to me for almost any Charles issue. And every single time she would say, "But it's fine because, I know I'm going to end up with him. He's the one. He's the one." And I knew it too. But I love you, Maggie, and I love you, Charles, and I'm so thankful to have been a part of y'all's family. Y'all have meant the world to me and my family, and I love you.
We're gonna be sweet. You go first. You wanna go first? You want me to go first? Hey, I'm Chandler. I'm one of Maggie's high school friends. So we're going to make it short and sweet, but I'm going to take it back to 7th grade when I was walking in PE by myself, and Maggie came up to me and said, my mom said we have to be friends, so we're going to walk together. And so we started walking every day in gym class together, and our sisters played soccer, so we were on the sidelines with them on the weekends and walking in gym class together on the weekdays, and we've been best friends ever since. So Maggie, you've always been a constant in my life, and someone I've always looked up to, and you mean more to me than you could possibly know. And I'm so thankful for you and Charles and your friendship all these years, and can't wait for tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Lucy. I consider myself to be one of the lucky ones who can call Maggie and Charles both dear and old friends, and it has been such a blessing and honor in my life. I remember the day that Maggie moved here, she came to school with this ponytail that was in 3 braids, and it was a trendsetter. All of a sudden, I started wearing my hair like that, and everyone else did. And I also remember when Charles moved here, and he started going to the church that I go to, and we were often the only 2 that showed up to Sunday school sometimes. So anyway, I just grew up with them and called Maggie and still do one of my best friends in the whole world. And just seeing the season y'all are about to embark on is just the biggest honor. And I just know this throughout all the seasons that I've been able to witness, y'all have walked through them with laughter and joy and love. And I know that you're going to take all those things into tomorrow. And I'm so excited for you.
All right. Hey, everyone. My name is Emmy. I've been friends with Maggie since we were 9 years old, and Maggie has always been my biggest cheerleader. She is the most loving, supportive, and caring friend I could ever ask for. I'm not going to cry. I'm going to do it. Through my many years of knowing Maggie and going through all of life's ups and downs together, something that has always remained the same is her love for Charles Hoyt. So we're so excited to see y'all get married tomorrow. I'm so excited to be able to stand by y'all tomorrow and just see y'all marry the love of your lives. And so we want to end with a little wedding tradition. So if you wouldn't mind raising your glasses for Maggie and Charles. So may any sorrows be brief and all joys be long-lasting. May your love be sweetened by laughter and strengthened by faith. May you be slow in anger, constant in grace, and may the celebration we start tomorrow be one that lasts a lifetime. Cheers. Cheers.
It's amazing. You're like, that was not what I expected.
No, it's not working. I'll go back there.
Hi, I have a sidekick. He's got to run back to the computer to get my slideshow ready. Sorry. Just wait.
Are you going to bring out armor?
No, okay, so my job was to do the slideshow. So Maggie sent me 5,545 pictures. And then Charles sent me 8,032. And then Anna sent me some, James sent me some. Today I asked Beth for some more. And so I had to go through and delete, copy of that, copy of that, copy of that. But so I picked out my favorites, and here they are. This is the first picture we could find of Charles and Maggie. Do you see them? Maggie's down front, Charles is in the back. This was Halloween of the 5th grade. The first picture. Okay, hit it. There they are. That's not, I don't know, that would be next. Keep going. So, they're not in order. But wait, they're about to take a big leap. But they don't have to jump at different times.
They can.
They can. Oh, no. Jump together, but that's not there. Jump together! He will always be the he's the king.
Go back.
Sorry. He will always be the king who can provide, and she'll cheer him on, and together they'll take on the world. So here's to Charles and Maggie in their new home. And oh, they gotta keep the devil at bay. And she's the queen, he's the king, she's the queen. They're out of order, sorry. What happened? Technical difficulties. But wait, this is the day. We're in North Carolina. Charles and Maggie broke up for freshman year of college because all their friends said you have to break up for freshman year. You can't go to college with boyfriend, girlfriend. So Charles was working in North Carolina for the summer. We were going to visit for a weekend, and we took Maggie with us. And Chris and I were in the kitchen, and we said, our family's going to grow, and we're going to get a daughter, and it's going to be Maggie. So we knew it at this day. And then one more, Stephen. They broke up again. Junior year in college. And Charles had a different date to this bowl. But we took this picture with them, and Chris and I were looking at it the next day, and we were like, oh, it's not over. They're getting back together. Look at that. And sure enough, that was the last time they looked up. So. I don't know if there's any more. Stephen, are there any more? That's all. So here's to Charles and Maggie.